This is the back of the compressor station. This is the Teel station. You can see it. This one also has all kinds of stuff coming out of there. We can show you the results of the DEP testing on this.
Oh, I can see it right at the bottom of the...
And there's homes behind here. Homes within a half a mile. And when I tested the sound, I drove up like a half a mile, I could still hear it. And a lot of times, you see that door? When I come by, especially, see now it's winter time, the guys are in there, so if there's anybody there, the gate was open, so somebody must be there.
I saw one guy walking around.
Yeah, so there's one guy. So in the summertime when I come here, that gate is always open. The noise is even louder, because then they opened up that containment.
Oh.
And so then that's even worse. All right. And this is the road. This is the dirt road. It's called Button Road. We have several gas wells, compressor station, and pipelines on this road, Dimock Township.
There's a Bentley.
Now look at this farmer. He's surrounded by wells. How wealthy does he look? Look at that barn. The same the way it looked. Look at that. They're bringing chemicals in there. There's some kind of stuff there. And then look at how his farm looks.
And how'd you put it? It's under. It gets to the point where you figure, wow, my life is a mess.
Family members, yeah.
Look over here. Slow down. You see it? Yeah. This guy has two. He's got one.
Yeah, I see it already.
And so look at his barn. He looks like a multi-millionaire to you. And the houses. Look at the wells here. And this is new. Just stop here for a second if you watch the. Yeah, don't have to pull over. They'll pass you because you get hurt sometimes pulling over. That's a new one. You can see a different type. And then we can go forward, I guess, when you're ready. And we'll see the next compressor station. Big one.
What time are we getting to?
1:30.
Yeah, we better.
I thought I heard Leon's stomach starting to
I
growl.
know.
His stomach is going.
I'm not working today, so.
Oh, right. So you're not working up in Atkinson.
What's this little crossroads?
Oh, this is 29, Route 29. Let's see. What way is this going?
This one goes right back to.
This is Springville, Route 29. We're surrounded by wells in here. All the side roads are full of wells, and even on this main road. And this is what our Springville looks like. They got the second most wells in our whole county. Look at what the buildings look like here. This one's for sale, and look at the condition. This is how everything looked when I came here 21 years ago. Look at the condition of everything.
So no better, no worse.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just old, used,
Antiques.
old stuff. Look at it. You make a right here, we go back to Montrose, and we'll be passing stuff. And our biggest compressor is up the road with 7 compressors. And now they want to build one that can hold up to 8 compressors about 2 miles from it. They don't have enough compressors, not enough noise or bad air. When you come out of here, well, here, you'll see some trucks, but these are all water tankers. Now, we had an explosion the end of March, and the biggest compressor here, the Latham station coming up on the left. They had a leak, gas leak. A big explosion happened. I was here. I heard the fire department in Montrose go nuts with the fire trucks. And I followed the fire trucks and came here and saw the smoke and fire. I have that on tape. Burning for 4.5 hours. They couldn't go in for the first 2.5 hours until they made sure all the gas valves around this site were turned off, so there was no gas going into that site. And then they went in and they had to replace a compressor, and they went back online shortly after that. And this is Class 1 classification. Learn what you can about Class 1. If you're in a rural area like ours, less than, let's see, no more than 10 homes. Let me think how they put it. If you have less than 10 homes per linear mile, you're Class 1. Slow down here, park to the right. There's the big compressor coming up there on the left. Right, pull over right here is good. You can see what's on there.
That big gray building.
That big gray building, 7 compressors. This one had the explosion end of March of this year. Fire burning 4.5 hours, smoke coming up in a giant pillar, and you'll be able to see that. in film and photographs. And it shook the homes within a half a mile. You felt like this giant explosion go by. And they didn't evacuate any of the homes. 5 fire departments were here, and they had to wait 2.5 hours to get in to deal with it. And we didn't even have a foam truck. They had to order a foam truck from an hour and a half away in our state to bring it in to put out what was there, because it needed foam more than water.
Oh, because of the chemicals.
And the gas, and then the oils, and whatever else was in there. You've got, the roof blew off, the front of the building melted, you have pictures of that, you'll see. And they had to put in all new roof, new front, and then new vents on top. There's homes all behind here that have been complaining, coming to planning commission meetings and county commissioner meetings asking for help, and going to the gas company for help. We have to listen to noise, 80 decibels on our front porches. We're 1,500 feet away, or 1,000 feet away. And we have to smell it 24/7. We got to shut our doors, windows, can't sleep, trouble sleeping. And now they're building a new one right behind here, about 2 miles. And then another one is being proposed, which we're fighting now. And had a whole group fighting on Tuesday night. And for 3 hours we had a big meeting, because we don't want the third one to go in. And this is all within a couple of miles from one of our school districts. So there's
way this hits me all of a sudden, like with a human body. It's a lot easier to try to keep the body from getting cancer than, smile, be happy.
Here they have a site where they put all kinds of tankers, and they do something with water here. Oh, they're doing something on this road, I don't know. But they have a treatment plant up in this area, partial treatment plant for the frac fluids. So sold down here.
Boy,
so
they got lots of nice pickups.
Nice pickups here, all kinds of tankers, and they treat the water partially. I think it's at the next site, but here they do something with water too. I'd have to ask them. All persons must sign in. I've come in here and asked some questions, but it's because they're recycling as much as they can from one site to the other.
Okay, when you say recycle, so they recycle here and then take it and
They
put it in
use it
another
again
well.
at another
mile
Go to
away or
another
whatever.
well, yeah, half a mile away, whatever it is, and they partially treat it. They have a little treatment plant here, Cabot, and then they bring it in, they add more chemicals and water and sand, and they reuse it until they can't reuse it anymore. It gets so concentrated, and they have to bring it to injection wells in western Pennsylvania and Ohio to get rid of.
Things are happening from those, like earthquakes.
Yeah, we're
and
having problems with
sinkholes
some
and
earthquakes and things, and where the injection wells are. Go further up on this road. I want you to see the back where they're putting in a whole new compressor station. Even though they have the biggest one over here, they think they need another one, which they claim they do, and then they put in a third one, which I find absolutely mind-boggling. How much they're going to need. The infrastructure keeps increasing, no matter what they say, keeps increasing. They always need more. They need ancillary industries. All kinds of things will be coming. Once you let this industry in too, you'll be getting all kinds of other industries that want to come in that will feed off of this industry. So it's it'll be one
right
industry.
there, though, for some people, that's a selling point. That's more jobs, more money.
Right. For those who want jobs and they want a complete industrial park in this area, which is everywhere, because we have basically no zoning.
Right, that's what we don't either.
So we're trying to get zoning now. That's one of the things we talked about on Tuesday night. The people were saying, let's get some zoning and see if we can control this more. But at some point, we're just going to have to, I think we're going to have to move.
That thought started entering my mind the other day for the first time.
Well, I know everybody always says no zoning, no zoning, no zoning.
Well,
and
consider zoning.
But almost 200 people signed a moratorium request, and it says
Well, it
including
seems
road use ordinances and so.
Yeah.
Well, they need those truck drivers have to find the next
There you
fracking
go.
area, so they had to put signs up.
They have to, yeah. We started getting new signs the past few years. We never had them before.
There you go.
911.
This and 911 we got. This is Fitch Hill Road, right behind the Lathrop 7 Compressor Station. And this is Dimock Township also, and Springville Township. They're like on the border. And behind here, let's see, we're going to stop at a house and be able to see behind him where they're building the next one, how close it is. And they're all near homes. Now we do have an ordinance for sound, 50 decibels. The new Act 13 says 55 decibels. And if it exceeds that, they claim that they're going to be able to somehow not let them operate. But all new compressor stations coming in are any kind of, they can't go beyond 55 decibels to the nearest home, from the nearest home. Let's see if I see anything here. Not yet. We have to go further up.
Cemetery. What a
And
pretty spot, huh?
isn't that a pretty spot? Yeah. They'll probably put some gas wells there.
I'm sure.
No, we're up here on this, on the
Yeah, on the high side.
where the house could go.
Yeah. So we're going to come to some of the homes, people I've met up here who are complaining about the noise and the smells. See the house with the red roof? You can park in his driveway. He's got a dog, a blue car, where the blue car is. And you can park next to there, next to his car. And we can see what we can see behind his property. This is Mr. Paul Karpich's property. He's been coming to meetings and asking, trying to get help. And they also want to see if they can stop the third compressor station that's going in nearby.
What we're doing now is to see where the...
Yeah, where the other compressor is. Let's see.
I hear it already.
Can you hear that hum?
Yeah.
That's the compressor. That's the 7 compressor.
Sounds like a train going down the valley.
Yeah, like a train. And the ones drilling that I hear near me, it sounds like a airport. Let's see, I gotta go to the back of this road. Where is he? Is he home? He's got his blue car here. Paul, are you here? Let's see. Yeah, let me ask him. I'll talk to him first. Yeah, let me ask him. But he's got the dog there. Hey, Paul. Yeah, the dog's gonna see me. Where's Paul? Hey there. Hey. This is Paul, and you can. I wanted to show them how close the other compressor is, and then I
You
just.
can hear that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't have good ears either, but I can hear it.
And I was just on the phone. I called DEP this morning to complain about because I'm tired. I've never complained to him much about the smell once in a while, but it's been bad. I was walking this morning up the road. You could hear it, and it's right now.
I'm Terry Harvey, by
Paul
the way.
Karpich. Terry.
Leon Barrows.
Nice to meet you.
Nancy Duffy. How are you?
Good, Nancy. So it's just something. I called them this morning. They returned my call, DEP, and then I called them back and missed them again.
Who called you? Know?
Mary Beth.
Oh, I don't know that one. What is the last name?
Mary Beth. I'm not sure of the last name.
Okay.
She pronounced it, but I'm not very good at that.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to show them where the
Yeah,
new
come
one's
on.
being built.
Gorgeous
Show them.
spot you have.
Oh, thank you.
Now, do you have a gas lease?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I signed it way back 2008, I think it was. And at the time, I didn't realize what they were going to do. You know,
Did anybody?
yeah. You know, we knew there might have been some pipelines. That was because they drill a site and they got to get gas out. But I didn't expect compressor stations like this. That's the Lathrop compressor station. They had cranes up this morning. And you see an access road coming down and goes down. I don't know if you can see it.
way across the valley.
Right across the valley. There's an access road that goes down, and it was a white thing, and then it goes down to your left.
Right.
They had cranes sticking up this morning. You might just see one crane. It's black, so it's hard to see above the treetops. I can see it right in line with that because I'm used to it.
Wait a minute. I think I see it.
You
Is
see
that an
an
angle?
angle this
going
way.
that way?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a crane.
Oh, now I do.
And I think that what they're doing is either they're putting equipment in or starting to build a building. And that building over there is going to be 74 feet wide by 270 feet long. 5 compressors.
Is that about a mile?
That's a mile.
And it's going to be how many compressors? 5, you said?
5, yeah. I believe it to be 5.
So you'll have it from that way and from that way.
And then
And
the
then,
prevailing wind is basically.
north. There's north. And I usually my
the wind
north.
would typically come from the west most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, northwest. So I'll get it from there. I got it from there, and then the next one It's hard to see over here.
But you can hear it now, huh?
Oh yeah. As soon as I got out of the car, I could.
There's a
Different spots, different.
You can,
I
can
know, I don't
definitely.
hear well
there's
either.
a certain odor level of something, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
on that hill over there. You see that barn?
Yeah.
It's a brown barn.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
go to the right of it, and you'll see a gray house.
Yeah.
And then if you keep going to the right, and you see a silo, one silo with a silver dome.
Yeah, way up there.
And then over to your right a little bit more, and up the hill is where it's going to be.
The next one, which is up to 8 compressors, right?
That's 8 compressors.
And that's the one you guys are fighting. We're fighting in
We're
the.
finding out. That building is going to be 60 by 371
Feet.
feet.
Right. I just was reading that. Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Okay, so let me know. So we're.
And that's what, about
we're
another
near
mile?
Dimock and whatever township.
Dimock. This is
Dimock
Dimock.
Township.
Yeah.
There's the Elk Lake School.
Is
Right
up
across the
there.
valley.
Way up there in the
my.
hill.
Oh, yeah, there's the school right
That's
up
the one
there.
you said you got the.
Yeah, they have wells on
They
it.
have they have a well on their property. They do have some feeder
Okay,
pipelines.
where I'm going with my question is.
Yeah.
According to
Lake
here,
School.
this is a pretty highly developed area, right? As far as the number of wells and the pipelines and all of that.
Yeah.
So once you get to that point, then you need to bring these compressor stations online.
Yeah.
To be able to take the product they're been after to get it out of here.
Yeah. And why they
So-
concentrate? Well, they concentrated in this area for a reason that I feel. Up on the road here, I don't know which way they came in.
We came this way.
You go up half a mile up here, and there's a Chenango high pressure line that was put in 1958. It's I think a 24 or 20 inch line, and that runs from, I don't know where, it goes all the way down to Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. And it's about 40 miles from here, and it's been supporting gas since 58, I think. And then they put other lines in next to it. And those lines are, they put I think a 30 or 26 inch line next to it. And there's proposals for more. So these things are feeding into that station. Now there's more volume, more gas, and they feel they got to put more compressor stations in.
Okay, I guess so. What I'm asking is,
Yes.
from there to there to there
Yeah.
is a relatively small geographical area.
That is correct.
So if you go 5, 10, 20 miles away,
Right.
and you have a highly developed area, are they going to have 2 or 3 or 4 compressor stations there too?
Yeah.
Or would these compressor stations take care of the...
I've heard as many as 50 compressor stations in Susquehanna County.
Okay.
Right now we have permits for
So you're talking
26 about.
How many wells are here now? 350 or
No, 650 now.
650, and they want to put another 950, did you say? Or
Oh, at least that, yeah. But right now they're slowing production, so who knows what they're going to do.
Yeah.
If they get money to be able to build more.
There's a well pad up here at the pumping station, just about 100 yards past the pumping station. That's a well. Across the valley, if you see those white hay bales up
Yeah.
there, you come down at a sort of like an angle. You see a little white stake
Oh, I
sticking
see
up.
it, yeah.
That's a well pad. There's a well pad just by that barn. To the left of it, between us and that little yellow house, there's a well pad there. There's a well pad up on the hill, and then there's 2 well pads up down the street here.
another question, I guess.
Yeah.
So originally, when all the pads go in, you've got your noise from the drilling, you got your lights, you got,
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much gone.
Right?
With all that's left with the compressor stations, would you say this has been a positive experience for you in the area, or kind of like, oh yeah, what did we get ourselves into?
A little bit of both. It goes from, in the beginning we thought it was positive because we thought a lot of us were doing a good thing for the country because we're developing natural resources to be independent.
Drill, baby, drill.
Right? And then all of a sudden, they're drilling and there is noise, but it goes away. The pipelines come in, they disrupt you, cut a swath through the forest and through fields, but it return it to the grass. It's returnable and it looks nice. But then you have the compressor stations, and that never stops. That's 24/7. And that's what.
And then there's I guess, and then the ongoing potential for problems at the well site too. Even though once, it's
Even
been
though they're
drilled,
drilled,
been fracked, as the years go by, there
There's
can
been
still
a problem. There've been problems. There's a well over here. one day I was sitting in my house, and all of a sudden I hear it roaring. And I look out the window, and there's got to be 100-foot plume. Like you open a steam valve, and you see steam coming up. It roared out of there, enough for me to call 911 and then call the cabin and tell them about it. And it lasted for about 5-10 minutes. Roared like anything. Excuse me. Yes.
No, go ahead.
The problem is there's no zoning here.
Same
We
with
don't
our
have
town.
it either.
Okay, no zoning. With no zoning, they can come in and if they meet the requirements of the law of the planning commission, so many feet from this, so many feet from that,
Now that would be the county
commissioning, they can put it in.
Okay, so that's what we're up against. As you sit there in the audience,
And say, please put
please
some zoning
do.
in
Hey,
because
you,
we
hey,
don't
you
want it.
5 people up there, do
put zoning
something.
in, or put restrictions on if you're going to have a compressor station and you can't get zoning. Zoning is very tough. A lot of people don't want
Oh
zoning.
yeah,
And
I've
if I-
seen the audience. As soon as zoning's mentioned, you just see the
they
heads
scream.
going. Yeah.
But if you get to the point where you can put enough stipulation in that, there's how many feet setback from the road, how far it has to be from schools or occupied buildings, make it put stipulations down so it's more difficult for them to find the appropriate land. And then you could also say, well, you can't have one compressor within 2 square mile area of one another, so that they have to be spread out. Yes, it affects more people, but my problem is I feel I'm going to be inundated by an extreme amount of noise and smell. And then now we're concerned about health issues because we have had people with problems.
And that's the thing. Yeah, as we rode around, I've made the point just like you did. The drilling will stop. They'll go away. The pipeline.
You want to come on upstairs and come inside, or cool? Because it's cold. I'm cold.
Yeah.
I only have this little.
when you get done with the pipeline, you will have new grass.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but you have
it's
high
the,
pressure line underneath.
It's the effects afterwards.
200 to 1,500 pounds per square inch underneath the ground when you walk.
Well, I don't know.
We gotta go because we gotta have lunch, I think. We haven't had lunch yet.
I thought maybe you wanted to come in and.
Your name again is?
It's Paul.
Paul. Yeah.
Do you want us to come in?
Letting us stop.
Did you want to say anything more, you think?
No. If I'll answer any questions you want. You can call me anytime. Feel free.
Okay. If you could turn the clock all the way back
Yeah.
and bring it on to where you are today and what's to come, or if there was a way to stop it,
Yes, I would.
You would have stopped it
Yeah.
and left it pretty much the way it was.
I am getting some royalties. I get very small amount of royalties. I'll give it all back if I don't have that. Because I had paradise here. I got a great spot.
See,
Oh, wait a
that's
minute.
how
You
I feel.
had.
Yeah,
As in
That's how I
past
feel.
tense.
I feel
I
like
had
I got a
paradise
little
here.
bit of heaven at my house.
Yep. And I've lost that.
Well, a lady I talked to over by Wyalusing.
You know?
Who is they? The DEP or?
DEP and EPA is being contacted, yeah. But